Suge. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Melanin Mayhem podcast, hosted by your favorite country girl, Renee Davis. Ooh, honey, if today is the first day that you stumbled across my little black true crime podcast, ooh, baby, you in for a treat, honey, because I'm gonna bring you the story of a prolific serial offending motherfucker every week. I'm talking melanated baddies that did some diabolical, I mean heinous and downright audacious crimes and got away with the shit for a little minute in most cases. You may have heard some of the criminalistic all-stars whose stories I spit on a weekly basis, but I can promise you this, you ain't heard the story the way that I tell it, honey. You see, I'm on a personal mission to dispel this pervasive myth that's out here in the ethos that there are certain types of crimes that black people don't commit. Ooh, honey, that's one of the biggest lies ever put out there. I mean, it's right there next to the check is in the mail. Don't believe it, friend. Please don't believe it. Settle yourself in. It's going to be smooth sailing, honey. Just kick it with the country girl. I got you. And okay, now that we've gotten our visitors all settled in, ooh, it's time for a little PDA with my boo things. My A1 day ones, 2s, 3s, and 4s. The cream and sugar in my coffee because I can't do it without them. Ooh, Noah Nation, what's happening then? We about to dive deep in this thing, ain't we? I mean, December is moving right along. We are almost halfway to the big day. Whew, are y'all ready? What happened to if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready? I know. Trust me, I'm right there with you. But quiet as it's kept, I know who getting what, and that ain't many people on my little list. The lion's share goes to that grandbaby of mine. You know, the one that drops the last word on my episodes. Little Miss, ooh, you did that, Nana. She is a Spider-Man aficionado, right? And so every time Nana sees something that's got Spider-Man on it, in it, or for it, I grab it. So she has quite a few things already, and one or two more, and she a rap. And my kids, oh, they are on their own. So, you know, we need things for the adult that's out here adulting. Things that they would appreciate. You know what I'm talking about? Household items and shit. Tupperware, pots and pans, air fryer, anyone? That kind of stuff. And Santa, ooh, honey, he is notoriously hard to get for. But I'm on it. I'm on it, and all of this can and will be done before the big day. And of course, there is my gift to you, this goddamn Samuel Little story on time as scheduled. But before we dig in, right, I need to remind you that this Saturday is the live virtual show. You know, season's greetings from the Black True Crime Collective. Ooh, I hope you've got your ticket, honey, because ooh, we gonna have us a good time up in here this weekend, baby. 3 tales of criminality, games, prizes, and an ugly sweater contest to boot. Baby, we got gifts galore, hunty. And the best part, you don't even have to leave the comfort of your own house or the job. Baby, wherever you are, join us and have fun. Baby, the tickets are available at Eventbrite. There's a link in the show notes, as well as on all the social media pages. I'm talking Melanin Mayhem, the BTCC page, Melanin Mysteries, and Not My Brother's Keeper. I hope to see you this Saturday, December 13th at 7 p.m. because it's going down. Now that we've taken care of church business, all right, let's get to the business at hand, shall we? Now, last week I introduced you to the making of a monster. We started the conversation about that motherfucker that is the absolute most prolific serial killer America has ever seen. Honey, he wasn't just prolific. He was the most prolific. And he a whole-ass black man to boot by the name of Samuel Little. Ooh, so many victims on victims on victims on victims. Now, last week I gave you his origin story. How this nigga came to be and how he stayed in and out of jail and prison all over the United States for all kinds of petty shit compared to the real shit he was doing in his real job. Like the shit that nobody was paying any attention to. Yeah, so when we left off, Sam had just gotten his walking papers from his attempted murderations in San Diego of them two women, and he was off like a thief in the night to Los Angeles. Ooh, we traced them dirty roots on how he came up, you know, the violence, the control, all the patterns that started emerging from a young age, you know, that whole neck fetish or whatever. Well, this week, I'm going to take you through the aftermath and walk you into the moment where karma finally caught up to this sadistic motherfucker. And it wasn't because the system got smart or anything like that. It was because science finally told the truth that everybody else had been ignoring for the last 50 goddamn years. All right, so let's get into it. Let me really just pick up from that where we left off last week. It's 1987. Samuel just got parole from his little stint that he had to do for almost unaliving them two working girls, one of which he was caught in the act doing and only got 4 years. We ain't going back in time. I just want to refresh your memory. So he is paroled, and Sam gets the fuck out of San Diego, heads to L.A. Now, in February of 1987 is when all this went down. 5 months later, the body of 41-year-old Carol Alford is found. Now, I am sure that there were others that came up unalived, but at this particular time, Carol is all I got. Now, that following year, tragedy struck at home for old Sam. Yeah, honey, his bottom bitch, that bitch O'Reilly Jean Dorsey, she drew her last breath. She got to go on to glory and answer for her own soul, because, bitch, you got some splaining to do. I'm just telling you. And if I get up there to the heavenly Starbucks or the heavenly Dunkin' Donuts or your ass up there, bitch, I got questions. But that is not the point. But, yeah, old Jean, Sam's bottom bitch, she dies. A horrible death from what I understand, a brain hemorrhage or some shit like this. She gone on to glory. So now that his main squeeze is gone, Sam is still crisscrossing the United States, and along the way, he doing what he do. So he makes it back to California sometime end of 88, 89, unalives 2 more people from L.A. 35-year-old Audrey Nelson, they found her August 14th, 1989, and 46-year-old Guadalupe Apodaca, and she was found September 3rd, 1989. So within a couple of weeks of each other, right? So the nigga don't have no type of cooling off period. It's 52 weeks in a year. I'm just saying, this nigga was killing most of them. It's a lot of shit we don't know. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. So remember, there are several serial killers that are roaming the streets of L.A. at this time. And I bring this to your attention because they would have all kind of victims, but you got to figure out who do they go to, because all of them was really using the stroke and choke method. You know what I'm saying? So when these killations went down in the 80s, you got to remember, one, the police didn't give a fuck about these women because, you know, as quiet as it ain't kept, they didn't give a fuck. And, you know, it was the height of the crack epidemic, and this was a trifecta of fuck that shit, black and brown women, drugs, or prostitution, and that all equaled a big old who gives a fuck from law enforcement. We talking thin murder files, if any at all. They just basically moved the fuck on. We know this is not breaking news, right? Well, time passes. That's what time does. And with the passage of time, sometimes humans evolve and new thought processes are put on some old shit, right? And you know, we also know that during the passage of time, the police will go in there and blow the dust off an old case and see if they can shake some shit loose now, you know, with some fresh eyes. And so the year is 2012. And it's one of those times where the LA Cold Case Squad are doing their thing. And this time they are putting DNA evidence from Audrey Nelson's 1989 murderation into the DNA machine. Now, understand, Audrey was a member of the Caucasic Mountain peoples, and she got a hellacious beatdown, rape and strangulation, like a combo. And so then they also pulled that murder case for Guadalupe Apodaca. That's a Latina mommy that they found with a similar MO a couple of weeks after Audrey. So they figured, let's just start with these two. Well, the DNA machine gets the evidence, and then the DNA machine starts to do what the DNA machine do. It spits out a name, and the name that it spits out for two people, one man, Samuel Little. And the cops was like, whoa, wait a goddamn minute. If he got two off the first go-round, he probably got some more out here in these motherfucking streets. So they said, let's hit the books again and let's go find us another one, similar MO, maybe similar area, see what we come up with. And so they dug, and they came up with Carol Alford's murder. Threw that one in there. And goddamn it, if that motherfucker wasn't a match too. 3 for 3? How often does that happen? So they like, we know who did it. So they've got the rap sheet for Samuel Little as well as the rap sheet for his alias, Samuel McDowell. All right. So like I said, Carol, she was dumped in the same area as Audrey and Guadalupe. So, all right, they know who did it. They know the rap sheet. They see also how he just cooked the food in San Diego and skated on attempted murder. But here's the thing. Since he left San Diego, ain't nobody seen this slippery motherfucker in years. How the fuck are they supposed to find him? Like, the last time anything law enforcement related was in 2005. It's 2012 now. This nigga been on the low for almost 10 years. So, thankfully, I'm going to tell you this, though. Thankfully, the LAPD had a point to prove. They were determined to get their man. Baby, they put Sam's name in front of everybody. APBs, bolos, smoke signals, bat signals, you name it. They put that motherfucker's name out there. Anybody see this nigga anywhere, anytime, let us know. But Samuel, he ain't got no house. He ain't got no apartment. He ain't got no real job history other than some shit way back when. No paper trail. One of the investigators put it real simple. This nigga is slippery as a greased pig. He ain't got no address. He ain't got no registered car. He ain't got no credit cards. Like, it's hard to find a motherfucker that ain't putting down roots nowhere. So he was, for all intents and purposes, America's ghost, floating under the radars while the families was just left in limbo trying to figure out who fucked their loved one up, right? Or how come their loved one just disappeared. Well, you got to understand, it's 2012 now, and Sam's pussy ass is 72 years old. He's a senior citizen, serial offender, right? And so they run his name, and they can see that old Sam just caught an arrest earlier this year, May 1st, 2012, in Lake Charles, Louisiana, for possession of a crack pipe. That's old school there, honey. That's an old school crackhead. That's like a Jerry curl. They ain't even want to charge him. They just let him go on a signature bond and gave him a court date. You come on back, we talk about this crack shit later. Once again, Sam has slipped out and dipped on their ass because he ain't in Lake Charles no more, you know what I'm saying? And you know this man ain't studying no damn court date. I mean, this nigga got 26 arrests over the course of his life. He don't give a fuck about that. And besides, the possession of paraphernalia seems quite, shall we say, trite, considering the crimes this motherfucker has actually committed. That's way more serious, right? So you got to think, maybe by 2012, it's most likely at 72 years old, this old nigga is retired from his audacious criminalistic activities. I mean, he's 72. This nigga is a whole ass senior citizen. And I guess if you want to find a senior citizen, what you know that all of them got in common? Look for that motherfucking social security check. Old Sam was getting a check direct deposited on a debit card. And that's how they found his ass. They traced that shit back to a Walmart he was using in Kentucky. Got your old ass now. So the LAPD, they get an assist from the U.S. Marshals as well as the Louisville, Kentucky Police Department. And they go scoop Samuel Little's ass up on a ancient drug charge that he got in California, right? And that's exactly what they do. On September 5th, 2012, in Louisville, Kentucky, the Alphabet Boys, they got eyes on Sam. He had a homeless shelter of all places. But it's kind of genius in a hobo serial killer kind of way. I mean, that's one way to stay off the radar. You just move from town to town and go hang out at the homeless shelter, smoking crack. I mean, who looking for you there? They did, and they scooped his 72-year-old ass up. And when they do, oh, Sam is real slick talker. You know, that one of them old Mr. Charles, Spody Road type niggas. You know what I'm saying? And so they let him know, we serving this warrant. You got an old drug charge from way back when, you know what I'm saying? But California want to talk to you about this shit. And so Samuel, okay, whatever, let's do it. It's nothing to him. A drug charge? He ain't studying that shit. So it took a little minute from the arrest happening to them shipping his old ass out west, right? And again, he is heading to California the following month, October 2012. So it didn't take that long, right? And when they get into Cali, they book him like normal, but during the booking, they swab his ass, because that's standard procedure now. So, Sam ain't really saying shit, right? Because he done beat this kind of shit before by just being quiet, right? And so he is not thinking that the police got any real shit on him, right? So he going along to get along. He get that spit up without a second thought. But baby, that is the swab that spoke louder than any of the women that he killed who never got justice. Maybe they took that fresh swab from him and compared it to that cold case combo so they could make doubly sure that the DNA that they done already ran that was his is actually his shit and it's gonna match. And baby, it did. So now Sam is just sitting. He is waiting for his day in court on this little drug charge that ain't by nothing, right? So, he's thinking, by the time I get in front of the judge, shit, they'll just give me some time served. I mean, he really got that type of energy. This ain't shit. Sam chilling. But behind the scenes, the law is building their case air fucking tight. So the lab results come back for sure, like the super duper lab results. They all come back in November of 2012, and it is a triple match to 3 unsolved murders, 1987 to 1989 in South LA. Carol Alford was 1987. Remember, brakes beat off of her, raped and strangled. Audrey Nelson, killed 1989. His DNA was under her fingernails. She was fighting like hell to get away from that motherfucker. And then there was Guadalupe Apodaca. She was killed September 1989, and his semen was found on her shirt. Now, all of these women are strangled. All of these women are dumped by a ghost of a motherfucker. But now, for the first time, it's basically like the ghost got fingerprints. Bitch, we got you. So now it's time for the detectives to holler at Sam by these murderations. So the detectives, they walk in the room, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't finding no wide-eyed killer or no shit like that. They walk in on a old man smiling like a Cheshire cat. You know what I'm saying? He got a secret. This ain't nothing. He's Bill Cosby in this bitch, right? But Samuel Little is a smooth talker. I mean, this motherfucker has survived for decades in the wild, in and out of prisons and jail. So he ain't new to this. He true to this, right? And so he up in here thinking, I'm going to just talk my way out this little shit too. But he is kind of looking suspicious at this point because this is a little too much manpower. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got me in a room. There's 2, 3 of y'all running through this motherfucker for this little drug case that ain't about nothing. Some something don't seem right. So, his old ass is kind of on alert at this point. So then the detective started showing him pictures, bodies, crime scene shots. And Sam just sitting back, just looking. First thing out his mouth, I don't know these ladies. I ain't never seen these women before a day in my life. And then he started laughing like, nigga, what? Like, he is cocky, old ass man cocky, very sure of himself. He ain't worried about this because y'all ain't really worried about this. The world don't care nothing about these type of women. You know what I'm saying? That's Samuel's mind. That's how he is thinking. So if y'all ain't give a fuck back then, I know y'all don't care now, all these years later. But this is what Samuel was not grasping. DNA, don't forget. DNA nails your ass to the motherfucking wall. Baby. And that's what they hit his ass with. Like, bruh, you need to sit up straight and think about this shit because we finna fuck you. We got you, nigga. And with that, when I tell you Samuel Little lost his shit, this motherfucker went ballistic. Now he talking about how they trying to frame him. Oh, he cussing everybody out. Ain't nobody shit and he want a lawyer. Okay, motherfucker. You can get that. And we can be all of that. But guess what? Your old ass is going down for all this shit. And on January 7th, 2013, he was officially charged with those women's murder. Well, shit took a little time, but finally in August 2014, Samuel Little is going to trial for Carol, Audrey, and Guadalupe's murders. At this point, he's 74 years old, and he looks about as far away from a serial killer as one could goddamn be. I mean, he old. He in a wheelchair. Oh, he gray and granddaddy looking, but you gotta look past all of that, what he is now, and remember what this nigga looked like in his prime. And that's exactly what the prosecution did. Nigga, you ain't finna sit up here and try to sway this jury. They had pictures of Sam from back in the day, life size, blowed up. Look at this nigga when he was a big, strong, strapping nigga, or 6'3", 200 pounds, or straight fuck a bitch up. Oh, yes. And they kept them pictures up as the prosecution described how Samuel had killed these 3 women and how it was a pattern. He had an MO, right? Because the prosecution knew that just some old pictures and some DNA, that's probably not going to be enough to sway a jury. I mean, shit, they knew Sam was going to say that them women was some hoes, and he might have had an opportunity to run up in them a couple of times, but they was prostitutes. Plenty of niggas done ran up in them. That didn't mean Sam was the killer, and he might have gotten the jury to agree with that shit. I mean, it worked before in the past. So this time, prosecutors had actual factual witnesses to talk about how Sam liked to get down back in the day. Yes, honey. They got the San Diego victims. Remember the 2 prostitutes that he almost took out the game? They got them to testify against Sam. Oh, but they did not stop there, baby. Oh, they went all the way back to Mississippi. You remember some working girls in Mississippi that tried to tell them how old girl got because they had almost got, but they wasn't studying their asses. Oh, they studying their asses now. 50 goddamn years later, they go grab them up too, right? And so all of these women are going to get on the stand and tell it all. They talk about how Sam liked to get them in the car, and then before they knew what was happening, he would knock the Mario coins out their ass. And then when they came to, them big ass hands of his would be around their goddamn throat. They would testify how he liked to choke them to the point of passing out. And then when they came to, this trifling motherfucker would be caressing their neck. Like, nigga, you sick. And then when he realized they was awake, he would mollywop them a little bit more and choke them out again. Like, he was really getting off on neck play. They say when they would come to, Sam would tell them to swallow. He liked to hold their neck, feel that, what is that, Adam's apple, whatever that is, that little thing that go up and down when you swallow. He liked to feel that shit and the vibration of it. Like, it was a game to him. But nigga, you literally took what that neck do, literally. Like, what in the fuck? That has got to be the scariest thing in the world. A motherfucker is choking you out. You wake up, he wants you to swallow while he got his hands around your throat. Like, what? It is some sick, twisted puppies in this world. And ooh, this was the leader of the sick, twisted puppies. Now, Sam's trial went on for like 2 weeks from start to finish. And he was mostly quiet up in that bitch. You know, he would do some nigga shit from time to time, like call a bitch a liar. Sir, tell your client to sit the fuck down, shut your ass up and be still. Samuel had a defense that was led by a public defender. His name was Michael Pence. And the defense strategy was, I didn't do it. Y'all ain't got no real proof. DNA is a lie. Them hoes be hoeing and mad because a real nigga like Samuel wasn't going to be Captain Safe a hoe. He an old man now, so y'all just need to leave him alone. That was basically the defense. His lawyer argued that, you know, just because in the past Samuel might have been a little rough around the edges, he ain't really got no serious jail time for no serious shit. This don't mean he a killer. Why y'all bringing up old shit? Sir, I mean, I understand you got to work with what you're given because it's a lot. DNA don't lie. So the case would go to the jury on September 2nd, 2014. It took the jury, shady bitches over in that jury, 2 hours. They didn't even get lunch. 2 hours. Start to finish, they've reached a verdict. Guilty on every motherfucking charge. That was you. You did that shit. So Sam's sentencing date was September 25th of 2014, a couple of weeks later, right? And y'all know at the sentencing hearing, that's where the victims' families can give impact statements, right? Baby, when I tell you, Sam was in that motherfucker acting a whole ass fool. Like, he was putting on for the city, y'all. Like, Audrey Nelson's sister got up and she was like, Sam did my sister dirty. This motherfucker is rolling his eyes at this woman and just pick up a stack of papers and just throw them motherfuckers on the table like, bitch, please. Like, sir, you can't be doing this. You did this. And so somebody else would get up and say something and Sam would be like, you a lie. Y'all motherfuckers, I didn't do it. Y'all telling lies on me. Like, sir, the negacity of it all. This man went toe to toe with Guadalupe's son. You killed this man's mama. And you up in here arguing with him word for motherfucking word. Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you and your mama, motherfucker. I ain't do the shit. I'm talking about just nasty, y'all. The Judge George Lamelli, he was like, wait a minute, enough. Get that shit out of my motherfucking courtroom. Shut the fuck up, Samuel. Here, you done said enough. You now that everybody done talk, Sam, you got anything to say? Sam was like, you know what? I do. I ain't no motherfucking serial killer. This trial was some bullshit, and this conviction it ain't nothing but lies told by liars. Okay. Judge Lamelli was like, thank you. And then he was like, okay, now it's my turn. My turn to talk. He went on ahead and gave Samuel Little 3 consecutive life sentences without parole. Take that, motherfucker. We gonna have the last word. When he gave him that time, do y'all know that the entire courtroom broke out into applause? Like, how you get a standing ovation at the motherfucking trial? Sir. Sir. Decorum. Order in this motherfucking court. But I get it. I understand it. Baby, they was up in that motherfucker high-fiving and crying and shit. Baby, it was going down like pandemonium erupted in the courtroom once they knew Samuel Little was never going to be getting out. But, you know, Samuel was not going to let them just have that moment. So they wheeling him out because, remember, he's in a fucking wheelchair. They're wheeling him out of the courtroom, right, while all of this is going on. And, you know, Sam, audacious puss ass, he was like, all y'all can kiss my black ass. And then he going to pump his fist in the air like how Trump did when he supposedly got shot. Sir. Sir, you can't even walk. Roll the fuck on up out of here. Get the fuck on. So, okay, Sam is now off to be state property. And that sounds like it should be where the end of the story comes, right? And it would be for just a little minute. He is state property, but Sam is on a lot of people's minds. I mean, word has gotten around that Samuel Little is that guy. And if you got some unsolved murders in your area and this is where Sam like to hang out, you might want to go holler at him, right? And, individually, precinct by precinct, jurisdiction by jurisdiction, that's a lot. That's a lot of visits. And, Sam was appreciative of the attention, but he was an ornery motherfucker. If you went at him the wrong way, he would ridicule and shut the fuck down. So you done wasted your goddamn time and flight miles on a humbug, right? So there had to be a better way to get this motherfucker to open up and just tell it all. And that's when we meet Texas Ranger James Holland. Now, James Holland, he got a reputation as the serial killer whisperer, right? He know how to get a killer talking. So, listen, he didn't go up in there playing no motherfucking games. It wasn't no good cop, no bad cop. He was a fucking smart cop. He hit Sam up and was like, hey, look, I think you might have a lot to say. And I just want you to know that I want to listen if you want to talk. And Sam was like, shit, I don't know, homie. I don't know you like that. So then, basically, Ranger James started wooing Sam. That's all it is to be said for. He started wooing him. He started courting him. Started bringing the nigga snacks and shit. Buttering his ass up. And then he hit Sam with a proposition. He was like, check this out, Sam. If you confess to this little murderation situation in Texas, where I fuck around at, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the confession, but we ain't going to hit you with the death penalty. We're going to let that shit slide. You know what I'm saying? Just, call it even. But I tell you what, you confess, we let it slide. And then, if you want to, we can just keep talking. And if you want to tell me about any other bodies you got out there, you know what I'm saying? We can just talk like that. Me and you boys at this point. And I tell you what, I'll even sweeten the deal just a little bit. How about this? How about I spring for a little vacation for you? I'm going to fly you out. You ever been flued out, Sam? I'm going to fly you out. You're going to get flued out to Texas, right? We're going to put you up in our finest correctional institutional suite, and we can just shoot the shit. You know what I'm saying? Just two boys talking some shit. How that sound, Sam? And Sam was like, shit, you gonna flew me out? Let go. And so they did that. And Sam is flown out to Texas, and so begins the interviews between Ranger Holland and Samuel Little. And these aren't just like a one and done type of situation. Oh, no. This was damn near, like I said, a courtship. I'm talking 700 hours, give or take, of conversations of Sam just talking over some cigarettes and some honey buns, coffee, just endless storytelling from a man who spent his life under the radar. Now he front fucking center. And it was a whole hell of a ride, y'all. I mean, Sam was in there talking like intimate confessional type of shit. He claimed that he could feel when a woman was raped. Like he would just be cruising around the neighborhoods at night, because he always kept him a whip, just looking for somebody who fit the bill. He could just tell him he had I hate to say a gift, but the motherfucker had a gift for zoning in on which one of these women is the best for what I want to do. He'd offer him a ride. Sometimes he'd offer him drugs. Sometimes he'd offer him food. I mean, he knew what he needed to say to get a bitch in the car with him. And then he on their ass. Quick, Molly walk, whoop, 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 a quick 2 piece and a biscuit, choke out, they collapse. That's it. They his for the taking. So here was the craziest thing that I found during this research. Y'all may know this, y'all may not, but if you wanted to make Sam mad, I'm talking about lose his shit furious mad, fuck around and call his killing ass a rapist. Oh, baby, when I tell you this motherfucker would lose his shit, I mean he would lose it. Oh, that was the height of disrespect for him. Oh, no, 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 no. He wasn't no goddamn pussy taker. Mm-mm. The plan was to smash every time. Like, that part of the situation was always supposed to go down. The women had agreed to a little sex for a little piece of change, right? What the women didn't know was that Samuel was going to call a audible, add a few trick plays to the game. So he tells Ranger James, Ranger James find that out real quick because, you took that pussy and I ain't take no goddamn pussy. Sir, you didn't honor the spirit of the deal. So, yes, indeed, you took the pussy. Because once you know that you're going to kill me, I don't want to give you the pussy. No. I don't care how much your little funky $40 you got. No. Y'all, I think what is just fucking with me, I mean, all of this is bad, but what's really fucking with me is how all of this is coming out. He is telling Ranger James this shit over honey buns and Lay's potato chips. Like, what? This nigga talking about, I don't use no weapons. I just use my hands because they don't leave no evidence. Hand me that chip right there. Oh, give me some, I take some plain this time. What? Like, this nigga is diabolical. I mean, y'all, he perfected the murder game. And they just sitting here talking about it like they just discussing last week's football game or some shit. Like, this motherfucker is really sitting back kikiing and recollecting his greatest hits of motherfucking honey buns. Y'all, I mean, you've got to look at the interviews. Y'all, I'm going to post on the socials a lot of these, as many of them as I can. This shit was crazy, y'all. He reminded me of one of my uncle them when they outside telling stories about when they back in the day when they was lit. There was bravado and swagger and just this motherfucker was cackling and shit. He is literally shooting the shit with Ranger James over some motherfucking honey buns and popcorn. Sweet black Jesus. Like, you can't make this shit up. He ain't not just telling it all. He say after he killed him, he just tossed him like trash. He knew where to go. Places that were remote, places with dense vegetation. Ooh, those were his sweet spot. But, it was wherever he could throw them, roll them, or drag them out his car. That's where the fuck they was gonna be. Only one woman did he kill by drowning. And he said the only reason he did that was because she was too heavy for him to pick up. So he left her ass face down and ass up in a watery grave. Again, I just cannot get over this scandalous scallywag cackling and shit. Talking about how he loved these women and they was his babies. Nigga, what? Are you delusional much? I mean, you was a killing killer that killed the hell out of a lot of women. Love and, ooh, that's my baby. That shit ain't entered the room at all. Period. He's sitting here just reminiscing. That's really what it was, y'all. He was reminiscing like, when you think back over something that, good times you had, maybe it's something from your high school years or college, and you thinking back, yeah, we used to, oh, yeah. I mean, this is what he's doing. He is remembering faces, lipstick colors, hairstyles, the cities that he was in, the cars that he was driving. I mean, this diabolical son of a bitch got the memory like a camera and the soul of a devil. I strangled her over here behind the car wash. Oh, she had some pretty eyes. Yeah, I liked her. That was big red. Oh, I liked her. Just woman after woman after woman after woman. And then, y'all, at some point in time during these little interviews, they fucked around and gave Samuel some colored pencils and some paper. And then the shit just, the scene flipped again. Y'all, he started drawing. Samuel Little is a pretty decent artist, and he started drawing faces of women by the dozens. Just face after face as he's reminiscing. He's drawing the woman that he's talking about. A lot of times he ain't got no name or no real name. He got a nickname for him, but he got details. What kind of eyeshadow she had on. The jewelry, she had some gold hoops. This how her smile was kind of crooked. He has a photographic memory almost, y'all. Clarity of it all. Like, again, he could tell you the year, car he was driving, the block he was on. This motherfucker was talking about what song was playing on the radio, where he met these women at, where he left their bodies. And he just talking and drawing. Talking and drawing. Sometimes he would remember a name. I think her name was Ruth. She had a little tattoo right here. She had on some red high heels. It's breathtaking. So calm, so collected. This nigga is shooting the shit over some murders. And he drawing pictures of honey buns and fucking Lay's potato chips. Now, I know Ranger James, he had to be in that bitch shook. Because at some point, you have to realize that you sitting with the motherfucking man. Like, this motherfucker done killed more women than anybody. This nigga is the most prolific serial killer in U.S. history. Peep this, fam. New Orleans Nation, I need you to wrap your mind around this. Samuel Little, by his motherfucking self, has killed more people than John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Ted Bundy put together. As a trio, them 3 members of the Salt Gang, they got 80 bodies. But this nigga Sam, by the time he stopped talking, he had done confessed to 93 murders across the U.S. 93. And of course, y'all know at first, they thought he was exaggerating. This old man is full of this shit. Oh, man. He's on one. 93 murders? Man, nobody believe that shit. Because it took a little time to get all of this shit out. 700 hours. This was almost like a 2-year process, right? Sam is singing like the Rent do. I'm thinking he's more like he's trying to get this shit off his chest because he knowed he was on the escalator to hell. You need better try to lay some shit to rest and see if you can't get some type of favor from the king. So, all in all, this nigga committed 93 murders between 1970 and 2005. Just a map of death and destruction from Los Angeles to Miami to Houston to Cleveland and everywhere in between. 93 murders, and he is describing these crimes, 93 of them, in great detail, with not even a teensy-weensy little hint of remorse. This motherfucker is reminiscing, just happy. He said that strangling these women gave him pleasure. He liked to watch the life just leave out their eyes. And he was calculated. He only killed women, he said, that wouldn't be missed. Man, calculated. This plan of his was perfectly executed. So, after the shock wore off, the FBI, they start doing their due diligence, right? These victims aren't usually the kind that get the full court press from any of the alphabet boys, but the sheer negacity of the number of potential victims, that shit demands that all stones be looked under to see if this motherfucker might just be telling the truth. Because again, let's be real. Y'all know they low-key didn't want to believe this shit that he was spitting because, hello, newsflash, he black, and blacks don't do this kind of shit. But we already got him for 3, however many we think. Let's just go look and see what we can find out. Just for shits and giggles, right? But then the details started matching cold cases in the cities where he said he did the murderation. He talked about this lady he killed in Tupelo, Mississippi in 82 that he strangled by the highway. Goddamn, if Tupelo, Mississippi in 1982 didn't have a Jane Doe that was strangled by the highway. He said he was in Jacksonville, Florida, killed this woman and dumped her behind a motel. Jacksonville, Florida say, oh, you know what? We got one. Odessa, Texas, Las Vegas, Cincinnati, Los Angeles, New Orleans. Every confession, another cold case, possibility. And by 2018, the feds had confirmed 34 of the 93 murderations that Sam said he did. Now, they shook. Again, blacks don't serial kill. So how the fuck did this man kill all these women? 1 year later, by 2019, they had confirmed 60 victims. I'm talking definitively matched these victims through DNA evidence or super duper corroborated interviews of people who was there when the shit went down. Like, this nigga is not bullshitting. He really that dude. Like, he is all facts, no cap. Son of a bitch. Again, 93, we feel confident that he ain't lying. We feel confident. He did that shit. He is literally the most prolific, most killingest motherfucker in United States history. Black, white, Chinese, all of them. He is the most prolific of everybody. Every race. You call it. Like, you got to go to war to have killed more people than goddamn Samuel Little. Are you kidding me? It was so many that one of the ways they got corroboration was from the public. They launched a whole ass website. They called it Confessions of a Killer. On the website was the sketchings, the drawings of those women. The FBI was going to the public. Do you know any of these women? Let us know. And the public did. People started coming forward. That's my sister. That's my mama. That's my auntie. She disappeared in 1976. We always wonder what happened to her. Like, can you imagine the heartbreak, the gut punch of it all for somebody to be like, you know what? We got somebody in our family who disappeared and we just don't think they disappeared of their own free will. Let's look on this website. And damn if that don't look like our people. Can you imagine that? Having to email somebody, I think that's my folk. Ooh, sweet black Jesus. I mean, every match is a miracle and a heartbreak rolled up into one. Ooh, Jesus. But you know what? Let me pause for just a second. I've got to give credit where credit is due. That motherfucking Texas Ranger, James Holland, he the MVP. He sat there and made that monster feel comfortable. And he created an environment where Sam opened up the floodgates and just let this cesspool of crimes just pour out of him. And Ranger Holland, he ain't flinch. He didn't back down. He didn't even let on how much that shit repulsed him. He didn't let his personal feelings get in the way of allowing Sam the opportunity to close a lot of fucking cases. And baby, close cases? Oh, we was closing cases. I mean, we talking Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, Ohio, Mississippi, South Carolina, Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee, California, and my home state, Georgia. And it is so crazy because not only is it my home state of Georgia, it's my hometown of Macon, Georgia, where 2 different times, years apart, this motherfucker was laying them down. That could have been one of my peoples. Oh my God, but by the grace of God. Ooh, Jesus. So yeah, even though he has confessed, the law had to prove that yes, Samuel Little did these crimes. They retested DNA from old rape kits, if there was one. You know, they reopened old cold cases and start turning over all kinds of stones to verify his stories. And, you know, he gave a lot of details. So they were, in fact, able to do a lot of verifying. Because, like, I'll give you an example. In one case, he described a dirt road outside of Odessa, Texas, and where he had dumped a body. And like I said, it turned out that there was, in fact, file for that exact spot in 1994. He would describe like a woman having a chipped tooth or something, and the coroner's report would also say that the woman had a chipped tooth. He gave detail. He wasn't just was like, oh, I killed somebody over here and I killed somebody over there. He went into great detail. So while it was hard, it was not, I'm not going to say a slam dunk, so easy to go and solve a murder from, say, 1979, but they could go and pull records and talk to survivors and use the medical report. And in some cases, like I said, when there was actual evidence collected, they were able to test that and prove that, again, Samuel Little was not lying. He was not blowing smoke up their ass. He did that shit. His accuracy, terrifying. But he was 74 years old. He was a old ass senior citizen motherfucker who had done lived a lot of life and smoked a lot of dope. How many women had he forgotten about? That's what I want to know. 'Cause you ain't telling me that this man remembers everything. He's human. Yes, he is diabolical. Yes, he is audacious. Yes, he committed a heinous set of crimes. But he is also human. He done forgot some shit. So if 93 is what he can remember, how many is it that he don't remember? That's the scary part. 'Cause he prolific either way, but you ain't telling me if he can think of 93, there are more. That's a scary thought. All right, y'all. I'm ready to close this thing on now. Samuel Little was not caught because somebody finally cared. He was caught because DNA made indifference impossible anymore. Science did what empathy couldn't do. And that's America. This is our America. So here's where we are. We're going to end here. The killer has confessed. He has given these sketches. Everybody's out trying to put a case with a sketch, right? The dots are being connected. But the story doesn't end here. It's going to now begin with these women. Because y'all know, I name names. And I haven't really named any names in the series thus far. So next week, we're going to say her name. And we are going to talk about the women that lost their life at the hands of a monster. It's so many that I need a whole ass episode to try to get it all done. That's why this audaciously prolific motherfucker needed a 4-part series to try to tell this story, to give you a full fucking picture of the depth of his depravity, the depth of his diabolicalness, and the heinous crimes he committed against all mannerisms of women, most of which were black, beautiful women. But there were a few of our brown sisters sprinkled, and then of course a couple of the Caucasian persuasion, right? But by far and wide, them 90% of that was us. So next week, we're going to get a mic to those women whose life he stole. It's going to be a heavy episode. I ain't going to even hold you. We're going to say their names. I'm going to tell the stories, the ones that I know. And we're going to make sure for once that, you know what, these women are allowed to speak. I cannot wait to hear what y'all got to say about this episode. We have done a lot. We have talked about a lot. We're going to talk about even more next week. So y'all talk to me now. Y'all know how to get at me. I am Melanin Mayhem Podcast on all of the social media platforms, with the exception for X. Elon Musk is special, and so is my name over there. It is Melanin Mayhem PC. If the email is more your ministry, reach out to me at melaninmayhempodcast@gmail.com. Oh, honey, let me tell y'all something. Thank you for your feedback. I love y'all so much, because when I ask, you always deliver, whether it's because I needed a realtor. Thank you for those who reached out and gave me your peoples. I have reached out, and I'm working with somebody who is hooking your girl up. As well as when I asked about the breathing. Thank y'all, because, the Virgo in me so overthinking it. Like, what in the whole entire hell? But, breathing is normal. I am normal, so breathing is what we gonna do. It makes my editing process go so much more easier. Again, thank you for letting me know y'all cool with it. maybe y'all can probably sound in on this one. I'm still struggling with the video portion because I feel like what I'm gonna be doing for an hour, like y'all, I am having a whole lot of. So here is what I want you to do. Give me some suggestions. What y'all want to see me do? Like, do y'all want to see me sit in a chair and just tell y'all a story? I mean, of course, the facial expressions will be there or whatever, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like I need to be doing something. Should I be baking bread? Hell, I don't know. And I don't know. So tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want to hear. Tell me your thoughts on what you want me to bring to you, because ultimately it's y'all who I'm trying to please. And hell, I don't want to just be throwing spaghetti against the wall. Let's just cut to the chase. Tell me what y'all want to see. Maybe I'll do a compilation of a whole lot of different things. I don't know, but your girl is over here spinning her wheels. Like, I got cameras and shit, and I'm going through different rooms. Should I do it over here? Should I be over here? I am just doing the most, and I'm all in my head, and y'all help me get out my head, because that's what we do, because we family. So, again, cannot wait to hear what y'all have to say on social media. As far as what other business do we have to take care of? Ooh, we got to give our shout out. Yes, the New Orleans Nation shout outs. Who are we shouting out today? Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, you know what? I didn't see this one. This is hilarious, y'all. Baby, this is from C Breezy. And the review is titled, "You Got Me in Trouble." C Breezy says, called a group of white lice landlord at work and got sent home for the day. My boss asked where I got it from, and I told her about your podcast. And now every time a new episode comes out, she'll ask me, "Did you hear our favorite country girl today?" She's a part of the Envelopians and loves your podcast. Oh my God. See, Breezy, I love you. Oh, baby, if this ain't tickled me, don't y'all be letting me get y'all in trouble at work, honey. We need all our coins. But I'm glad that your supervisor understands that it's all in love. The country girl don't mean no harm. Thank you both for listening. And look, don't you be docking C Breeze's pay. We need all our monies, honey. Please, overtimes, dividends, and rebates. Rebates and checks in the mail. We need all our coins, honey. I am so appreciative of your review, C Breezy. Thank you so much again for taking the time out to listen to the country girl. Thank you for sharing me with your peoples. Ooh, hearts all around for that one. That tickled me. That was not the review I was coming in to read, but then I saw that one and was like, ooh, wait a minute, C Breezy just jumped the line. Oh my God, New Orleans Nation, I love y'all. Like, y'all bring me so much joy. You don't have no idea. Man, I'm just telling you, I'm sitting here now about to cry because y'all just do it for me. And I appreciate, I say it all the time, I can't say it enough. I appreciate every DM, every post, every message, every email, all of it. I appreciate it all because, again, I cannot believe that a few, 20 months ago, I was just sitting around like, let me try something. And y'all rock with me. And again, I am so very appreciative. One other little funny thing to tell you before I leave out. I told y'all that I had planned out the rest of the year and got everything all mapped out, all nice and lovely. Well, I don't know what I was looking at when I did that. I think I more so said, December, 4 Wednesdays, 4 episodes, whatever. But I did look at a calendar yesterday and realized that, December 2025 has 5 Wednesdays. Ha ha! December 31st is a Wednesday, and I do not have an episode plan because I have Samuel Little for 4 episodes, and I don't think that I need to stretch it to 5. So the question becomes, what the hell are we going to do for New Year's Eve? I haven't a clue. I'm thinking on it. I think I might do a greatest hits compilation, my thoughts on some of the cases for this year. I don't know, but it's going to be New Year's Eve. Not only I have to work, I don't know, but I'm going to give you something. Yeah, I know I can't just leave you hanging. I'm not going to leave you hanging. But what that something is going to be, it's going to be a surprise to me and you. Okay, y'all. I got to get out of here. You know I got to get in the lab, but luckily I don't have to do much to the edit since y'all told me, breathe, girl. We like that shit. Oh, you was breathing? I can't even tell. Somebody said, oh, you was breathing? Again, I love y'all. Okay, the love is real. I got to go. Remember this, if you don't remember anything else, stay safe, stay vigilant, and above all else, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. It's one love, New One Nation, and the country girl is out of here. Mwah.
Ooh-wee, Nana, you did that.